Yo, what's up guys? In this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 niches that if you're trying to start a faceless YouTube channel, you should not be getting into right now. And some of the people I know have made these exact mistakes, and honestly, even I made these mistakes when I was starting YouTube automation. And in 2024 and 2025, some of this stuff was actually monetizable, but YouTube has tightened up the reuse content policy a lot since then, and I don't want you wasting months of your time like I did before. So 5 of these will be about long form niches and 5 of them will be about shorts. So let's get into it. So the first one is long sleep or ambience videos, where it's just music playing over a background picture or a video that people watch to fall asleep to. And this is honestly the niche about 90% of beginners get into when they first start a faceless long form channel, because it's so easy to make, but it is extremely saturated. And here's the actual policy problem. YouTube's own guidelines say content needs meaningful commentary, storytelling, or educational value to be monetized, and a static image with music looping for 8 hours has none of that, so it gets flagged as low effort repetitive content. The second one is AI generated cartoons for kids, and you guys probably seen a bunch of people talk about those channels on TikTok or Reels, that this is something you should be starting to make your first $10,000 online. But the first reason why you shouldn't get into this is because even if the channel does get monetized, the RPM is going to be super low because advertisers don't pay much on kids content. And the second reason is because YouTube has specifically called out mass-produced AI content with no human creative input as a monetization risk. So if your cartoons all follow the same template with just a different script swapped, then that counts as repetitive content with minimal variation. And that's a direct violation of their reused content policy. And the third niche is anything finance related. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a great niche and you can genuinely make a lot of money in it because the RPM is super high, but it is very hard to scale. And most beginners get pulled in because they see the high RPM and get excited, but they don't have the patience to test enough topics before giving up. And if this is your first faceless channel, finance is honestly the wrong place to start, and not because of the policy, but because of how much testing and patience it demands. And the fourth one is cheating stories, channels made with simple AI tools. And don't get me wrong, this one was also great maybe in 2025. I've seen a lot of people make crazy money with that niche before, but it doesn't work anymore. It's a very low effort, very repetitive, basically the same format over and over with a different story swapped in. And YouTube's policy is direct about this, content where characters are put in the same situation over and over again with the same outcome does not qualify for monetization. So a huge number of these channels got hit in 2026 specifically because of that rule. And the last long form niche is anything covering true crime or criminal cases involving celebrities. People spreading misinformation or getting facts wrong is incredibly common in this niche, and beyond just losing viewers' trust, this can trigger YouTube's misinformation and harmful content policies. And in serious cases, entire channels get taken down, not just demonetized. And to give you an example, a lot of Diddy channels were making crazy money in 2025, but after a couple months, they all got taken down or demonetized. Now, quickly before we get into shorts niches that you should not be starting in 2026, if you actually want help figuring out what works on YouTube, then I would highly suggest you to join my school group, where every 2 weeks I do live Zoom calls with all the members. I do weekly channel reviews so you get real feedback on actual content that you post, and I'll also regularly run channel giveaways for the members. Prices are going up soon, so get in while it's still at a current rate. Link will be in the description. I'll see you inside. Okay, now let's get into shorts. The first niche is soccer or other sports highlights edits with no commentary, just game clips with some effects thrown on top. YouTube's reused content policy is clear that clips are fine if you add significant original value, real commentary, analysis, or storytelling, but without that, it's just repackaged footage, and that's exactly what gets these channels demonetized. Now, the second one is probably also one of the most common ones that beginners get into, is clipping streamers' moments. There are people who get paid directly by streamers or platforms to clip content, but that is completely different from monetizing through YouTube AdSense. If you try to build a channel purely reposting streamers' clips, it either won't get monetized at all, or if you bought an already monetized channel, it gets flagged and demonetized fast once YouTube systems catch the pattern. The third one, shorts that just show movie clips with effects over the important scenes. Same issue as before, you're stitching together someone else's footage and adding small effects, and YouTube's guidelines are specific that this does not count as original editing. Now the next one is very popular as well, celebrity interview shorts, where people just add text over stolen interview moments. Basically the same problem as clipping. No original value being added, so it falls into the same unmodified reused content category that YouTube does not consider being monetizable. Now the last one I would say 90% of people jump into is motivational shorts, where they just grab a bunch of clips, slap some text over them, make it black and white, throw in music, and layer a speech from someone famous over the top. This is one of the most saturated niches out there, and it does not qualify as original content either. In 2024 and 2025, some of this stuff was sliding through, but YouTube's 2026 policy changes have made it way harder to monetize. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. These are all the 10 niches that you should avoid getting into if you're starting a Faceless channel. I hope you liked this video. If you have any more suggestions for me, drop them in comments, and I'll see you in the next one.